That's perfect timing. I always feel like God is watching. I woke up in a state of mind, feeling I can do better. You serve the God of a second chance. You respect life on a whole different level. Gifts come without repentance. And being alive is a privilege. To see another day is a miracle. I know I'm on my own when I'm not alone. I'm running for my life, running to make it my own. The Lord promised me He'll never leave me. I've waited for a long time to be where I belong. Keep the plans that they were for me in the presence of my enemy.
Yes, indeed, Chosen Elect family, we are back yet again on another journey to truth and life. And today's random live stream is coming to you from Joliet, Illinois. And of course, you know my history here. If you don't, then I do have my personal testimony on this particular channel. It's entitled MTAC Addressed My Personal Testimony with COINTELPRO. And you can actually check that out. And I give a more intricate breakdown on my experience of living here uh, post 2013 in the Chicagoland area. And this is a place that I got familiar with after the um, few years that I did spend here. This exact same spot, I used to actually, I spent many uh, days, many months, you know, in this parking lot that you're looking at, this empty parking lot. Of course, is a mosaic church, uh, pretty sure it's satanic uh, church building now, but it used to be an old storage building. For you guys who's familiar with the Joliet area, right off Larkin Street, um, Illinois 52, you know I'm telling the truth. This used to be a storage place right over here, and you guys can see it in the distance. And I used to park here every single night, normally over in this corner, and was forced into this after being targeted unjustifiably by neo-Nazi satanic Luciferians of the United States government that are disguising their attacks, their depopulation, character assassination, COINTELPRO warfare as fraudulent, illegitimate federal investigations. It was thrown on some sort of suspicious national security watch list for whatever reason or another. And they still to this day have not come up with a valid reason as to why these investigations was open. They initially started with questioning the legitimacy of my um, immunization status, my citizenship status, and it was all false. They created false propaganda based on my name. They never asked me for my birth certificate or any of that information, which was readily available, which they did have on file at the uh, state and federal vital records department. And of course, you know, they would come in disguise as the U.S. Post Office, running real late on Saturday afternoon. The U.S. Post Office. It's ridiculous, man. But this is how the enemy operate, and they begin to snowball this thing with tricks, with lies. They incorporated hired members of the FBI's informant network and the Department of Homeland Security surveillance role players, aka crisis actors, etc., in order to embellish the lies and the story of character assassination they wanted to im- impute on my life. And they were very successful in being able to tear down buns and destroy my character for quite some time. You know, I remember having people that I knew and had built some sort of social basis with calling me after this investigation started. And they would carry on a conversation as if it would be normal, and then it would go into the, the Truman Show style um, interrogation, like an enhanced form of, deceptive interrogation. And I knew what was going on, but it was very difficult to combat that and still be effective in getting the targeted audience, the people they were trying to deceive about me, to see what was really going on. And there you go, man. The rats with wings at, wherever food is at in the city of Chicago, you're going to have those seagull uh, wing rats flying all over the place. Night Tigers in the building. What's good, man? I'm out here in the Chicagoland area trying to give people a taste of what I've gone through. And so right now I'm being human trafficked, and I'll get into that a little later on. A lot of people think that human trafficking is like women being forced into sex, and that's a huge part of what's going on. But human trafficking is simply defined as any time another party or organization is making money off another without their consent, forcefully, or under duressful situations. That's what human trafficking is, and that is what I've been forced into. Um, you see the watcher just pulled up the Satan bot right over there. And it's a funny story. They have Minnesota tags, right? Looks like KFT 249 Minnesota tags. And it's a funny story because I had requested a load back towards Texas or Louisiana so I could stop by my home and take care of some things, you know what I mean? Uh, and I've been denied. So, whatever organization, the subcontractors of the national security terrorist organizations running this country decided that they weren't going to give me a load back that way. And so they gave me a load from Cleveland, Ohio, which is where I did my previous live stream, to Chicago. And that's how I ended up here. Well, I have been asking, I made it here yesterday morning for my delivery around 10:30ish a.m. And I have been requesting a load heading south. Well, they told me New York tags KDB 5384, I believe. But they're all around. Uh, get those tag numbers. You can't trace the color of a vehicle, but you can definitely trace those tags back to somebody. Uh, Getting back on point though, so I finally get here, I get unloaded, and there's no response because, of course, agents are interacting with me as if they are logistic contractors. It's a whole Truman Show manipulation program of my life. I know it sounds crazy and far-fetched, but trust me, spot on accurate is what is going on. They place or manipulate people into positions of my life, and even on the workplace. A lot of these are uh, strategic setups by the United States government, which is nothing more than Satan's patsies. You know what I mean? You ask these people, who do they serve? And I can guarantee you they do not serve the one and only Most High, true and living Yah in spirit and in truth, in the name of his son, Christ, Yeshua, Jesus, however you want to pronounce it. They serve the fallen one. They'll talk about, make fun of the Most High all day. They'll make fun of Christ all day. Ask them to say one thing bad about the fallen one, Lucifer, Satan. They will never, ever say anything bad. Say, do you believe in them? They'll skip all around the subject, and that's how you know you're dealing with an undercover Satanist. And these people, look, well, they've in the past blend in with us in our social atmosphere. But it's time that we wake up and begin to identify these Satanists among us because they're in positions of power. They're all over the place. JITV, Miss Hannah Montana Winchester is in his house. Welcome on. I see you're showing some love, and that's what we must do in these days is show love. And one form of love is truth. As a matter of fact, you'll get no um, more accurate love than the truth. That is the most purest form of love is the spirit of truth. It goes hand in hand. You can't have truth without love, and you can't have love without the truth. So I definitely appreciate what you're doing on your channel. You guys go check out GITV, Jet in the Valley. um, and so here we are in a day and an age where the country that was marketed to us as a free democracy for uh, freedom loving republics, right? The people have now manifested itself for what it really is, you know, neo Nazi style, COINTELPRO, satanic Luciferian oligarchy ran electronic prison for the people. This is the reality of what's happening here in the United States. And the reason why there's so many clandestine, secretive operations being ran on the people is because anytime you're dealing with a child of the enemy, anytime you're dealing with a child of Satan, they will desire power without responsibility and liability. They don't want to be held responsible and liable for their mistakes, but they want the power. They want the position of authority without being held accountable. And this is how you identify an unrighteous, wicked ruler or authoritarian. And with the autonomy of the FBI, CIA, NSA, Department of Homeland Security, and these subcontractors, which are nothing more than mercenary, hired mercenary human trafficking groups. This is what we have. Everyone gets um, a security clearance nowadays. Your former military, you get a security clearance. Just join one of the many uh, booming, illustrious private security corporations, and you can participate in national security. Get an entry level security clearance and work your way up to a top security clearance. And you can participate in the inhumane treatment and human trafficking of others. There we go with another. I mean, this place is normally not this busy, trust me. But whenever I'm here, there's going to be heavy traffic in and out this location. But once again, I wanted to share this with you guys. Um, right where you're seeing this building, this motel, um, it used to be, they used to hold like church services in there. And the church was Holy uh, Hills Church here in Joliet. You can look it up. They actually brought the the Catholic Church on the east side of town, this huge Catholic church and school, or whatever the case may be. But they used to hold uh, Bible service here, and I went there to attend it. Got gang stalked and lied on, even at the church. They wanted nothing to do with what was going on. But they did believe some of the lies, and the pastor even put it in one of his sermon. I wanted to confront him, but me being the tactful um, person who's trying to become more and more like Christ, I let it slide. Now, the old project version of me would have jumped up and told him what it was. But, you know, when you're being targeted, when you're being gang stalked, you have to understand it's more than physical, it's more than social, political, you know, antics and propaganda taking place. This is spiritual um, testing of the saints. This is our moment to write our resume for the kingdom of eternity, which is to come, the kingdom of Christ, right? So we have to be very wise in how we uh, react to situations. As a matter of fact, I always say a wise person never, um, you know, reacts to a situation. We respond, right? We respond. Response means that it's a careful, thought out process, right? And we should be wise in this time of darkness. The Most High did not give us a spirit of fear, but what? He gave us power, love, and wisdom. And we have got to utilize all three if we're going to make it through this, because it's a trying time, this matrix of a situation for everyone. And so, um, yeah. So, anyway, here I am in the Chicagoland area. I've been stuck here for 2 days. I was told that there's no loads going out of Chicago, there's no loads going anywhere, right? Which means one or two things. Either I'm being lied to by my, um, corporate connect or whatever it is, my logistical connect. Either they're lying to me, and trust me, that's all they do is lie. Or quite accurately, there is um, an extreme drop in logistical uh, businesses, which means that we're on the brink of economical collapse. When truckers aren't moving products, you best to believe uh, economical collapse is soon to follow. I'm not talking about as far off, a far off prediction. That's very close. Your shelves dry up, right? When manufacturers and companies are not moving products, that means they're not selling, and if the people aren't buying, if there's no buying and selling going on, the merchants of Babylon isn't being effective. That means economical collapse is on the brink. And it's already prophesied, so I know we're very close to an economical collapse. So, any of you other truck drivers, if you're in the business of logistics, if you can help me out, because from my position, and I've been doing this close to 15 years, um, I've never seen it where products wasn't moving. So, am I being lied to, or is it the truth that the logistics of America have come to a standstill? Chicago is like the test point. If loads aren't moving out of the Chicagoland area, you better watch out, because this is where all logistics going east to west, it's got to come through Chicago, through the BNSF train rails, through the NS or Canadian North, and there's many others. They're all located here, and I've worked them every last one of them, moving products from the train rails to corporations, from corporations back to the train. I mean, this is where it's at. This is why come 99% of OTR logistical workers are either directly or indirectly connected to Chicago. And so, um, this is where we're at. We are in the age of deception. We're in the age of testing. We're in the age of the Antichrist, where many people have been deceived into bowing down and marveling after the beast, as it is mentioned in the book of Revelations, chapter 13. In a few minutes, I'm actually going to be getting on a conference call for targeted individuals. Now, I do this to help encourage others and help lead them with my presence. But, my assignment, my divine assignment from the Most High through Christ is something totally different. I know the reason why He has me, calling and contacting different individuals. I understand it. I'm not going to share that on this channel, but it's all for the glory of Christ, right? It's all for the building of His kingdom. He places His servants in the midst of darkness to shine, to be lights, to be guiding sources for those that are lost. And time is short, so I'm hoping that many of you start to see the light, start to see that the direction that the world is going is not a good one at all. But I got to end this live stream and get ready for a conference call in just a little bit. If you guys want to reach your boy MTAC, you can actually call me 318-816-2622. If you call me and you're a perp, I'm just going to laugh in your face, hang up, and press the spam block button. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? But I am real. I don't deal with foolishness, any of that stuff. My boy, Night Tiger, he'll tell you. I come straight up. It's too short of time left for us to be playing games. You see what I'm saying? So if you're calling, I need to know, you know what I mean? What are you calling for? Do you need prayer? Do you need direction? Do you need information concerning targeted individuals? Do you want to connect with the organization voice and be part of the solution in fighting the unjust deep state, which is utilizing legislation such as the Section 702 FISA legislation, which stands for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, in order to carry out these hyper surveillance and character assassination attacks against innocent law abiding citizens like myself, or they're utilizing the Patriot Act, which is, HR 2048. If you want to look that up and print that out, that is another legislation that they're utilizing in order to carry out these um, campaigns of attack against someone's life. But if you want to know about me, I am a real person. I I have nothing to hide. They do. This is why come they pass out those gag orders in uh, non-disclosures to you cowards who are afraid. I'm not afraid of the FBI. I'm not afraid of the CIA. I'm not afraid of, the NSA or any of them. They'll tell you. They attack me all the time, and I'm still here. I'm still talking, and they still haven't taken me to court yet because they already know they're going to get their tail tore up and exposed if they ever do. So that's just what that is. For all you guys in the building, much love, much respect. I don't care if you're an agent or a real targeted individual. I'm just here to present the truth and the love of the Most High Christ. It's up to you what you do with it. But you can't say that you didn't come to this channel and you didn't get the truth of the Most High. You didn't get the opportunity to know that your soul salvation is on the line. And the decisions you make today from here on out is going to directly affect your eternal status, whether you're allowed into the kingdom of Christ, into heavenly places, or you're going to be judged into everlasting condemnation. You are going to live forever. Trust me, one way or the other. That body, that just goes back to the ground. That consciousness, that part of you that is listening, being able to reason and ascertain and remember, reflect, and prognosticate, and all that stuff, that's going to live forever. You'll get a new body. You know what I mean? You'll get a new home. You don't die. Trust me. You're going to live forever. It's either going to be in the presence, in the peace, in the blessings, and the love of the Most High, or everything absent and opposite of that. And trust me, you don't want to be there. And this is what they're not telling you. It's deeper than national security. This is soul security. And do you have that? The only one who can sell you that insurance is Christ. Till next time, you guys continue to stay woke, continue to keep your eyes open. Don't believe everything you see, though, with your carnal eye. Ask for spiritual understanding and be blessed. Your boy MT has got to be his out.